Good morning. Something to reflect on for you is one type of meditation. There are many mental exercises that get called meditation, but I'm going to use the Tibetan lingo, not the Sanskrit, mostly because there are no Sanskritists near where I live, and I have spent 20 years with a Tibetan Buddhist master. And keep this in mind. The monks have, in order to get the degree Geshe, which is kind of like a doctorate of divinity, it takes 16 years minimum study on this topic, okay, on Buddhism, on all of Buddha's teachings. There are 1,108 private and public teachings that the Buddha gave. There are 275 volumes of commentaries on those from the Indian masters, and the Tibetan masters have almost 40,000 texts called the Sungbom, which are commentaries on the commentaries. So the Tibetans have really, really gotten into the science of the mind, science of spirituality. So today's meditation we're going to talk about is called Gom in Tibetan, and it literally means familiarization. And this is where you are habituating your mind to something new. And there are three types. We have Shargom, Chegom, and Jugom. Shargom is review or memorization. And so the monks have to memorize the text that they're studying before the teacher will explain it to them. And in the Tibetan settlements in India, you'll hear the monks outside chanting really loudly, in the evening. And about 10:30 at night, it all just stops. And it's really kind of cool to hear all these monks all over the place chanting out loud the text that they're trying to memorize. But the where you're going to make the biggest bang for your buck when it comes to meditation is Chegom. Okay, and this is called analytical meditation. So you are sitting in a meditative posture, and we'll get into that in another video, and you are analyzing a teaching, or you're analyzing your worldview. And you're tearing it apart, and you're trying to understand it. So you don't move. This physical discipline is so that all of the mental energy is undistracted. You want to try to be as undistracted as possible as you're analyzing your reality. For me, the first one was this sentence that popped out at me when I opened a book by the Dalai Lama called The Four Noble Truths. It said there's a disparity between the way things exist and the way they appear. And that blew my mind, actually. I never thought that the way I'm seeing things isn't actually the way they exist. I'm only engaging with a mental hologram that my senses created, and I'm mistaking it for the object. That object doesn't possess any of those qualities that I'm putting on them. Those are all mental concepts. That blew my mind. Now, there are teachers out there that are teaching mindfulness, and mindfulness is a tool in Buddhist meditation. It is not the end all of itself. And they're saying you just be mindful of the sounds of the birds or the smells of the flowers nearby and so on. And Geshe Genen Lodro, in his text Calm Abiding and Special Insight, says this is nothing more than exercise for the sense faculties. This isn't where you're going to make any this. You can train mindfulness with those different things, but that's not really meditation. Meditation goes inward. So if I'm listening to the birds and so on and so forth, that's not going to change my worldview. It's not going to change the way I interact and with sense objects. That's an inward thing. I have to change my stress response. I have to change my assertions and so on and so forth. And this is where the negative emotions come up. Sitting still and listening to things just, exercises my ears. So real mindfulness meditation is using it to, the word for mindfulness in Tibetan is jempa, and it also means memory. So you're reminding yourself to stay on the object of meditation. And then the third type of gom is called Jugom, and this means fixed meditation. It's not really a concentration, but it's beginning to concentrate. I like to think of Jugom as, I'm practicing concentration. My mind wanders, but it's kind of like, a lawnmower engine. I have to pull the string and pull the string and pull the string. That's Jugom. Once the engine gets going, that's concentration. That's Samten. So in the next video, we'll talk about Samten, and there are 9 levels of developing Samten. So for right now, remember, Shargom, Chegom, Jugom, memorize something, analyze it, and then practice holding your mind on that conclusion of your analysis. And you'll start to see your worldview change. You'll start to see your negative emotions reduce, as long as you're studying the proper information before meditation. Pre-meditation study cannot be overstated. The importance cannot be overstated. So, it's something to reflect on. Have a good day.